Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and here on YouTube you know me as Epic Fantasy, and this is my latest tutorial. This is a fun little project on how to make a shadow theater. A small one, a small tabletop-sized one. I show you everything you need, and I give you some ideas as to, stories you can tell and the figures you can make. Isn't that fun? I love this project. Okay, so you can use cardboard for this, corrugated cardboard, or foam board. I'm going to use foam board because you know I love foam board. Cut yourself a piece, and I don't give you the exact dimensions for this. It's very flexible. You can make it any size you want. But I do have a one-sheet template you can download on my website to get the exact dimensions if you want to make the same size theater that I make. And I make it this size because I use a 9 by 12 inch sheet of tracing paper for it. You need some kind of a thin paper or a tracing paper for the theater. But it's really simple, just a few pieces. You cut out the theater and then you cut out a hole like this for the actual tracing paper. So like that, and then you place the tracing paper on the back and tape it in place. And I haven't tried it, but you might be able to use like wax paper for this. Give it a try. If you don't have tracing paper, we can come up with some alternatives. Thin tissue paper would work. But then now watch this. This is one of the things I like about foam board. I cut through just the top layer of paper here. And now you can snap that and fold it. So it's still one piece. And there you go. You can do that with corrugated cardboard too. And then add a couple of pieces on the sides just to hold it up so it stands upright. A piece on each side like this, a triangular piece. One of the big things about a project like this is that I like is, you can tell a story. It's like a little storytelling prop. You come up with a little story, you create the figures and the characters for it, and then you can put on a little show. It's kind of neat. So there we go. Now let's take a look, see how it looks. Then you get yourself a bright light and place it behind. And now you've got a nice little theater that you can use shadows, do shadows with. So I'm going to make up a thing, and another thing about this is I had a lot of fun with is all the various different ways you can make your figures and characters move. That's 3/4 of the fun. You can make the theater itself in half an hour, and then have some fun coming up with a story and making your various figures and figuring out different ways to animate them in a way that looks kind of neat. And I even made the fire for this, which is a kind of neat thing. I'll show you that too. But there's our anvil. I guess you could probably guess what we're going to be making. We're going to be making, well, you'll see. But then you place your items on the back of the theater. Check them to make sure the shadow is nice, because the distance away from the paper makes a big difference. So you tinker with that a little bit, but let's take a look. That looks pretty good. It's like a little world, I love it. And then I drew out well, you guessed by now, a blacksmith. And you can see there's a little stand there so I can get up off the base of the theater so his actual profile is in the display area of the theater. But you can tinker with that too. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You just need some way to stand up a piece of tracing paper and then a nice bright light, and then you've got a theater. So in there, this is what I like is I animated his hammering arm like that so he can hammer on the anvil. So yeah, I like that. It's like a shadow animation. And I punctured some holes in it. You know, if you make this project, be sure to send me a picture. I will put it on my website and send you a certificate of contribution. I have given out, I couldn't tell you, 1,000 or more certificates of contribution. It's wonderful. A lot of people send me their projects and my projects that they've made. So you put a little wire through it. And the idea with the wire is like twofold. First off, it holds the arm on the body, but then also we use that long length of wire, it's like a foot long, to actually operate the hammering arm. But come up with different stories, you know, and have fun with this. See, there you go, the hammering arm. And see, there we go, our little blacksmith hammering away at the animal. Isn't that great? I love shadow theaters. They're just so much fun. One more thing, I says, gee, you know, where's the forge? He needs a forge. So I made and by the way, this is all cereal box cardboard. You can use vanilla paper, you can use cardstock, any kind of a thick material. You can use foam board too if you want. You know, just tinker with it to get the shadows right. So I made a little forge, and that looks pretty good. But I was like, gee, I wonder if I could animate the fire, and if colors would work well. So I thought, gee, let me see if I could do something different here. And yeah, and so I used some tissue paper like this. That's like some kind of a crepe paper or something, or just a thin colored paper. It looks orange. Is that orange or is that red? Leave a comment. Let me know if that's orange or red. And I see how I got all those little strands like that, so I can blow on it. And I actually put a fan on it. It works well. So the fire would, what would be the right word for that? Scintillate? See? I put that light back there on the forge. I'll show you right now. Let's take a look at that. And you can use, you know, the yellows and reds and whatever you want, you know. And then blow on it, and sure enough, the fire is going. So isn't that fun? I love it. There's 1,001 different stories you could tell with a little shadow theater. You're having some fun with this. Let me just show you a couple more quick ideas. See? I don't know. How about a windmill? We're in Holland right now. There we go. Holland's a beautiful country. Yeah, I know. Hey, how about a sailing adventure? So, you know, make up a story, make up the shadows, make yourself a shadow theater, and send me pictures. Give me a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button. I always have lots of fun and interesting and very creative projects. I do 2 new ones every week. As an example, here's a couple more videos you might want to watch.